There we go. All right, say hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Hi, online.
Hello.
All right, just make sure the speakers are the same. All right, I think we're
High tech now.
We're cooking with gas. All right, so who has something? Tell me something good. Who has something they want to share? I'm going to call on you because I did some research if you do not. Go ahead, Rodney. What you got?
Yeah, I was at an open house this weekend, and it was in El Grove, 455 Fixer. 150 people through, over 20 offers. So I just want everyone keeps seeing posts all over the place. The temperature's changing in the market and slowing down. It's not. It's if you got the right product. Part of it was because it was a fixer, and I was really pushing this product in EEM, energy efficiency mortgage, because the house was built in 1998. Every window seal was blown. You couldn't even see through the windows. The HVAC wasn't working. It looked like someone loved Skittles, because that's how the house looked like on the inside. And, you know, it's just not very attractive. And a lot of people were trying to turn it off, and I started telling them about, like, hey, you can include the windows and the HVAC in your offer. You don't have to qualify for that amount, so if you're maxed out and you're qualified. So knowing your financing options are probably more important than the interest rates. And the market's still really hot. It was a fixer, and still, yeah. And so it ended up selling $555, $100 grand over on a fixer.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was not like way low out of the market price. It was a little under. They did a good job of marketing that side, but so the market's hot.
A lot of investors?
There was, you know what? That's a great question. I would say 30% were cash. There was a few investors, and it ended up going to a homeowner.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was a lot. It was a good mix.
Rodney, when
Yeah.
you say you offset the window issue with your offer, meaning take your offer and subtract what you feel the windows would cost?
No.
What did you mean by
No,
that?
no. I don't want to take away on the
Forgive me.
meeting
I
time.
apologize.
Yeah, I know, because I was.
We can talk offline.
There was a lot. No, I think it's a really good question he said. I think it might even be worth some extended time, but I don't know about right now. But is because I explained it to so many realtors, even the one I was working with, over and over. And to me, it's really basic. You don't make it your offer any different than like what Tom was saying. Don't adjust anything. You make your offer just as you would, but with your loan officer, you have that deal worked out. Your loan's just going to be bigger than what it says in the contract, right? And so, because the energy efficiency mortgage is basically, the theory is you're going to save money on your monthly bills, that the extra payment amount of 50, 60, 80, whatever dollars is offset by the savings. So you don't have to qualify for that if your borrower's maxed out. It's another way just to get some deals. The 203K for rehabs. There's a lot of deals out there you might be able to.
So you're still paying for it, you're just paying for it, financing it in the loan, and your offer to the seller is the same.
Correct, and you don't have to worry about inspections, right? Like, oh, the appraiser says, oh, the windows or the roof
Like,
or the.
okay, we've covered that. It's taken care of.
Yeah.
When you said you pushed it, do you mean you pushed the open house, or do you mean that you just pushed that
Everybody
product
who
at
came through the building.
But the people coming to the building had nothing to do with your product. It was just the fact that they were holding an open house on a fixer.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But when they walked through, there was a lot of people that you could tell, like, yeah, this isn't for me. But then when I started telling them that, everybody was interested, and that generated a lot of the offers.
So it makes sense.
I think you should come to my next open house.
There you go. All right, who else has?
It's a good idea to have a
Cindy.
So, Johnny called me yesterday about OfferPad, and I thought I'm just gonna.
Can you stand up?
I'm just gonna do it today. I'm gonna see if it works. So I have a client that needed to sell a rental, which is a nightmare, right? Like they'd given their 60 days, but I'm like, really, we aren't gonna list it until that person is out of there, so that's in June, but they need to sell that to get on some property. So I thought, let's just see if it works. So I put the info, I went to OfferPad, put it in, talked to Robert, I guess.
Yeah.
They had an offer, an all-cash offer back to me within an hour.
Wow.
Woo! And it was fantastic. And it was exactly what they're looking for, so I think they're gonna sign on it today.
Boom.
So
Congratulations.
they can get onto their land, then sell the house that they want. So, it's not a listing for me, but it is leading to other things. It's getting them over the hump so that we can do whatever else they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you're getting paid a commission on it.
Hey, you're getting paid from OfferPad, right?
Totally.
Absolutely. Awesome. Round of applause for Cindy. Now we got another OfferPad story in the house, right?
Yeah, we do.
Mind standing up, saying your name, introduce
Hi,
yourself?
Don Peach.
That's me. And did actually in 8 days did 3 offer pad offers. All 3 of them were accepted. One of them, they actually allowed us to back out because the lady found out that her living expenses were going to exceed her income in just a matter of months, so she's decided to stay in the home. They let us out without that 1% penalty. There was a backdoor way to do that, so we did that. The other 2, I had the opportunity to do pictures on before I had the listing appointment because they were vacant. One of them, as I was meeting with the seller and I told them where I felt they should have their home priced and showed them all the comps, while I'm sitting there, I get an offer pad offer.
Nice.
And I'm like, I know right where I need to be. And we were actually able to negotiate offer pads offer up $25,000.
What?
Good.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And then the other one, off market, they came in with their offer $7,000 over what we were going to put the house on the market for.
Wow.
Wow.
And of course, we took that one. And yeah.
What price points were these?
So one was 400,000. One was 387, and one was I suggested 550. They wanted 800, and they settled on 850 or 858 or 758. Yeah, 758,000, and they've already done the inspections, and we're just waiting for a request for repair and take it on. So,
Don,
Do they do condos?
What's that?
Does OfferPad do condos?
I would say just throw anything out there.
Do they do tenants in place? How do they treat the tenant?
So I called Robert and I just wanted a little clarity on that, and so he said it's no problem with the tenants. It actually asked that as you're processing information, and that was their concern. She's like, we want to close the day after they're out, and he said that's no problem. And then if something happens, it needs to ship by a couple of days. He's like, we have that flexibility. So yeah.
So OfferPad's legit. Don, the question that everybody's going to ask is, how did you have 3? Where did you get those 3 leads from?
So one of the leads was from a lead source, so I get to split that one. The other was from a trust attorney I work with, and the other was from a pastor, a seniors pastor at a local church.
Okay.
Give me one of the gals in the church.
There you go. So the trust attorney and the pastor, I think would qualify as sphere, work in your database kind of category.
And that attorney's good for 2 to 3 deals a year, and they're always really good deals.
There you go. Awesome. And when you have the conversation, do they just send you the business, or do you give them a thank you back?
So the pastor's a new relationship. The estate attorney, anybody that's looking for estate advice, I give to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a reciprocal relationship on that one. Perfect. Perfect. All right, we'll do one more, and this one I'm super stoked about. It's Mr. Julian Leslie. Julian, you gotta tell us what's happening today.
So I'm closing on my first. Yeah, thank you.
And he's getting paid 4% on it too.
Okay, how'd that happen? You guys spilled the beer.
Yeah, this one's actually Spear. It's some dude I work at the gym with, and yeah, they're moving like they're in Arizona right now, so they just signed yesterday. It's getting in today at 11. And then,
No, I'm asking how'd you get the 4%?
Oh yeah.
He just told them.
Yeah, no, I was like, look, this is what we charge, and that's
And then he cracked his knuckles.
Don't make me flex on you, bro.
Yeah.
It was along those lines.
All right, hey.
Good job.
Awesome. Well, anybody online want to share anything? Just go ahead and shout it out. We're running short on we're long on Tell Me Something Good time. Anybody want to share? All right. If you want to share, just go ahead and pop it in the chat box. In the meantime, Miss Alicia. What's happening in the wonderful world of lending?
I will be fast. I won't take up too much time. So I love Rodney's mindset of solution-based products, right? These products are tools in your guys' toolbox. You want to know about them. You want to be able to share them with clients. So any roadblock they give you, you can go, well, as a matter of fact, we've got this product that solves that problem, right? And you want to have a product for everything. So we do now have a shop and lock, so we can lock them before they've gotten the contract. So it gives them up to 90 days protection on the rate from the rate getting worse. So that now can crush all those, well, I don't want to start the process and everything change on me. Well, don't worry, we can protect you from that. So that's option one. Second product, this is key to marketing and getting the phone to ring. So the HUD $100 down program literally is $100 down with HUD. They're assuming you're going to ask for 3% seller credit. They will give you 3% seller credit. Now, if I said to everybody, hey everybody, I have this magical secret list of foreclosures that are going to be opportunity for you to get into a house with as little as $100 down, would anybody interested in that?
Yep.
Show of hands, how many people would be interested? So just even based on that, if you share that with the public, think they're going to be interested? So I sent it to my database, nonchalant, not a video, a flyer. I got 16 leads immediately, just from one email. And it's because they perk up and they think, ooh, I have a chance to get a deal, right? Yeah. And what I explained to them, or what I explained to any of my first-time home buyers that are coming in and going, well, I don't really have any money. I'm getting a ton of people who are broke as hell. Totally fine. Be broke as hell. I'm fine with that. Here's the deal. We're going to get you qualified, and we're going to wait and watch for opportunity, right? That's what I'm sharing with them. In the meantime, if you're able to pinch together the 1% I need for an earnest money deposit to do like a Cal HFA as a backup plan, or a USDA as a backup plan, then great. So guess what they do? They get qualified, they sit there waiting, and they play on the internet, and they, oh my God, I want this house, auntie, uncle, can I borrow money? It's motivation, right? But it's the fishing lure that gets them in, gets them motivated, and we say, hey, we got 3 different first-time homebuyer programs, there are 3 different 100% options, let's get you qualified. When you get to the list of homes available, and I put it on the BrankGo site, so everybody in here now has access to HUD homes, okay? You click a link, and it pops up any VA foreclosures, any HUD foreclosures. It gives you all the foreclosures that are government related. There's probably 6 homes. That's okay. It's okay. Investors can do it with 25% down. Primary residence is 100%. But at least there are homes. If you have someone on Social Security and they don't care if they've moved to Bakersfield, refer to an agent, get a referral fee. You got yourself a deal. But the fact that you are the list holder of the secret information is going to get you leads. I guarantee it, if you talk about it. So I posted the flyer on the BrankGo site, so if you guys wanted a social media market to get attraction, it's like professional and it looks good, but here is a copy. So the link to get to the homes is in there. Now the reality is there's not as many today. However, HUD is anticipating more because they just created a modification of a 40-year term. A government agency doesn't move quick. They're going to create a whole program anticipating hardships. That means they're coming. These opportunities are coming. So if you phrase it like that, it shifts the clients from gloom and doom to, ooh, I want to be ready for opportunity, right? So this is just a marketing piece for you guys to help get the phone to ring.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Any questions for Alicia?
Just out of curiosity, on the 90-day lock, if the rate goes down, can they drop down to that?
So there's rules for the float down option, and so what I do when I go over it with the client is, again, that gets them in to be comfortable, right? To get them to apply and collect the data. Then I go over the choices of, do they want to lock right now? Do they really want to lock right now? Here's what it looks like if we do a float down. It does have a float down option. Right now it's still saying market's predicted to get better. So I show them that. It's up to you. It's better if we don't lock, if you're writing offers today. So what they're having me do is underwrite all these, and it's typically, they'll let me float down if I close within 2 weeks. So if you're underwritten and I can do a 2-week close, they'll let me take advantage of the current market. But it's a way for clients to be motivated to get underwritten, close super fast, right? So they will let me float down as long as they do a 2-week lock. Like we revise it to close in 2 weeks. So that's kind of the catch. But it gets the client to go, well, fine, I'll go fast. Do we all like when clients want to go fast?
100%.
Absolutely. So it's a motivator to get them in, get them approved, which gives us a solid deal, allows us to do a 14-day same as cash. And then if I lock them within, or if I close them within 2 weeks, they'll let me do the floor cap.
That's great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
really helpful product.
And then Alicia, just out of curiosity, everybody wants to know what are rates at now?
So 2 days ago, they went down 0.5% in cost. So on a $400,000 loan, that saves them $2,000 in closing costs, or typically drops the rate about 1/8%. So I focus on those type of things. So an easy rule of thumb is going to be 20% down, you're in the 4s, 3% down, you're in the 5s, right? So our first-time home buyers are in the 5s, and our seasoned homeowners are in the 4s on a regular 30-year. You can get into the 3s with an ARM. And so that's what I tell them, to give them like a general idea. Hey, it's worth checking out an ARM. You can get into the 3s. Now it's probably 3.9, but you're in the 3s. That's what they want, right? That's what they want. So that's kind of a easy general idea of where they're at.
Got it. And then, oh, what was another thing? Oh, doesn't matter, I forgot. Market update. We've heard that it's a fire hot market based off Rodney's description of his open house. But what has everybody else seen in the market? Because
It's a bit of a slow.
Slow?
A little bit. Just, I mean, your deals that you're going to see. Sorry to cut you off, John.
It's okay, I'm used to it.
The deals that you're used to last year get 15 offers on. You're still going to get 3 to 5 maybe. Okay, the ones that you got 4 to 6 offers, which aren't crazy last year, but everything was crazy. It was hot last year. You're gonna sit, or at least that's what I'm experiencing. You're sitting for a week, maybe 2, which when you talk about it in perspective, it's not really that big of a deal, right? But just setting up your seller's expectations, that most everyone's hearing, has been hearing for a year or 2. It's like you put it on the market and we're going to accept an offer 4 days from now, right? It's just not happening on every listing right now. Okay, we're seeing a little bit of a slow, and I'll look up, there's a data company. I don't know if any of my guys remember the name of it.
The one from 2 days ago?
Yeah. We'll look it up and put it in the chat. It is a national data company that researches the data, nationwide. And it's a really good way to look at what the trends are doing. We saw a flattening in the offers and data, what essentially it's the number that is able for us to track how hot the market is. Okay, every year it usually tends to level off around June, July, when people will be at the end of an escrow, be dealing with kids going into school, right? Mm-hmm. Usually we're still seeing it going up and up and up right now. They're watching it right now because it was the first time in a couple of years that it was kind of flatlined in
April.
Beginning of May, end of April. So something to be watching about. We could see it go. There'll still be a seller's market. It just won't be insane.
That's good. Yeah, because inventory's tight. So to put a bow on it, well, I think Ryan Lundquist said it best. Everybody follow Ryan Lundquist, like Sacramento Appraisal blog. If you're on Instagram, you can follow him there. Highly recommend him if you don't, especially if you're local to the area. But he said the market is like a hot pocket. Right, in some areas it's super hot. In other areas it's frozen solid. Right, so it's like a stinking hot pocket. Alicia, you had a comment?
Really quick on that, I just want to say, yes, I've seen it as being a purchase price based, the activity. I've seen a lot more in Rodney's price range. She was saying for under 500,000. Yeah. A lot of people are coming out of the woodwork. I've seen that. Yes, on the higher prices, over 675, 700 is, let's say it's a little bit slower, but 100%, you can't do the same activity you did last year. So we started to slow just a hair. I freaked the hell out. I went to 3 different chamber meetings. I went to multiple different marketing events. And like yesterday I got 8 leads out of 90 leads for the month. We started to slow down and I tripled my activity. So if you guys aren't tripling your activity, you will see a reduction in activity for yourself.
100%.
So you're gonna have to triple your you're out and about and socializing, collecting business cards and communicating, for sure, if you wanna maintain the same level of production as before.
It's a really good point. So like, talking with other agents or lenders even, lenders have really seen the shift because of the refinance thing, right? But what's happening both in lending and in real estate is the agents who are not winning right now are the ones who typically aren't working. The agents who are winning big. So like, we've talked about Haley, she has like 15 listings coming up. Julian has 4 in escrow. Valerie has a bunch of listings coming up and some buyers in escrow in the last couple weeks, right? So the agents who are out there doing the activities are winning, but if you're just expecting it to passively come to you, it won't. It won't. Like, Alicia's right on the money. And then one more thing, Darcy, can we get your opinion? What's happening in the real estate market?
I had an open house on Saturday and I had 150 people.
Were you at Rodney's open house?
Oh my gosh, I was on Taylor Road, we weren't in the same house. I literally was like in survival on just here's my card, here's my card. That's all.
What was the price point?
I know, $750, we got 6 offers, and we're gonna go pending today. We're gonna go 100 grand over us.
Was there anything?
1,200 square foot. God.
Was there anything wrong with the house? Was it a fixer or was it?
It's a tiny home on a busy road. It's on a really busy road that has beautiful land. Only 2 people from the Bay Area, a ton of Roseville. Yeah. People stayed out there for hours. Like next time I'm gonna barbecue. They go playing, petting the animals. People just want this life. Yeah. And they want this freedom. And I love it. And not just.
Wow.
Market specific, location specific.
Yes, Loomis.
Yes, Loomis is highly desirable.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's still an indicator that like when you look at 150 people through,
And
you got 6 offers.
Yeah.
Right, which is still great.
But like 4 months ago, I would have had 20.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
My clients were disappointed. They only got 6. I'm like,
What's wrong with my house? I only got 6. Yeah, right?
You only need one.
I know.
Only need
How many were you gonna accept?
But hold on
son?
just a second, think about that. The market went up so much that the houses, between the house price and the interest rate, it went up 38% to buy the same house. So you should be losing 40% of your buyer pool.
Yeah.
You went from 20, so you should have seen a discount in the number of people making an offer.
yeah, it makes sense. And all the people that made offers have been looking for a while and are serious.
They're ready to go.
At 100 grand over.
Very kind of stole my thunder, what I was just gonna say. In January, we were about 400% over, more buyers than listings. We're still short on listings, but based on the interest rate, every 0.25% increase in rate will drop 2.5% of the buyer pool out. And 43% of the current buyer pool is millennials, and a lot of them first-time home buyer. Not as much, which is not as much down. So if you want to just round up in a big way and be super conservative, 43% might have just dropped out. We lost about 17% with interest rate increasing since January. So throw that in a big bundle with the 43% and pretend no millennials, which is really conservative, right? Went away. We lost, 50% of the buyer pool. Now we're 200% oversupplied. Still a strong market, right? We would take that any day. So
strong market if you're sellers. Sell now, list now. If you got buyers, get them in contract now before interest rates go up.
I was going to say the other big thing to do that scared a lot of people on when I was calling agents asking, hey, why didn't this one sell? And they said a lot of the reason was the fire insurance because agents didn't do their job up front and got and then it was a sticker shock and then they didn't qualify. So be the solution,
There you go. Yeah, we need to bring Cliff in again because we're getting into fire season.
Yeah, he's on it. Yeah. So
Yep.
he's awesome.
What was his name again?
Cliff Hinkle with Summit.
He has a new number.
Yeah, he just.
Oh yeah, he just.
Don't hit him up today. He's still out of the office. I think I have his assistant's number.
Okay.
If you need anything right away.
So reach out to Haley. Haley, let you know. I'm just kidding.
I'm his biggest promoter.
All right,
I'm in
so-
Auburn, so he's like, oh no, not another Auburn one.
Got a couple events coming up. Tonight is the Made for More Mixer. Woot woot. Woot woot. It's happening tonight at Crawdads on the River, 5 to 8. It's going to be a great time. Tonight, yes. There will be a Tito's rep available celebrating their 25th anniversary. Tito's Vodka. I am not getting paid to say that. That'll be really cool.
Does that mean shots for everybody? Shots for everybody?
Maybe, depending on how pretty you are.
I'm done.
There's the money to buy you a drink.
Yeah, pay double. Exactly. There's an ugly charge for you, sir.
Top Women in Real Estate is coming up May 11th, Wednesday. So make sure, if you haven't gotten your tickets already, make sure you get your tickets for that. Are you, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Okay, so the rising stars are going to be really motivational, tons of info on social media, men are invited. And then our special guest, she's local, she wrote a book, and she's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be really fun. Tons of giveaways, 9 to 1.
I didn't know dudes were allowed.
Dudes are allowed.
All right, well, hey. All right, now I gotta register.
Do you have to be a pretty dude? Is there an ugly charge to get in there?
You'd have to email Cindy on that.
And then
a lot of pink there.
a lot of pink, yeah. Okay, rock the pink. A pink pocket square, you're good.
There you go. Is it
So
91?
next Thursday, we will not be in this room. We're going to be at Granite Bay Country Club, and there's going to be they're flying the speaker. What's her name? Krista Mayshore is going to be speaking.
Krista makes $1 million to $2 million a month in coaching. She's been the top 1% real estate agents countrywide for I think 21 years, what she had said. So she is huge. She's inspirational. It's crazy, you know, it's only because of Brent and, you know, the relationship that we even get her to come out here, right? This is huge. If you do not want to miss it, right? We're specifically not doing this because you're crazy if you wanted to show up here instead of there, okay? It's going to be a packed house, so get there early, right? Get your seat, because there's going to be a lot of people there.
Do we have to get tickets?
Yeah,
Okay.
Eventbrite.
Yes, and please carpool, there's not a lot of parking there, unfortunately, so.
Yeah, as much carpooling as possible. If not, you're going to be walking a little while.
Yeah, get your steps in that day. And then last event, because we got a lot going on, the last event, Mr. Barry. Got something you want to share?
Mainly this is just for local people, I mean people that are here in the room, and people online too, I guess. We do an event for police officers at Oliver's. This is not a thing for you to give out to everybody. This is just word of mouth to a police officer. We buy them a drink and give them a cigar. And so if you want to find out about that, this is not something that we're doing to sell a lot of houses. This is just a give back to police officers. However, we know that you guys know more officers. We just had an event, and you know, just to hear the guys sit around and have a place to unload was really good. The story that was told at our most recent event, these guys talking to each other, and I'm not going to go into too much details, but it involved babies in a bathtub and that had been drowned, and this guy hadn't really had a chance to talk to anybody. And so in that setting, he was able to talk and just have a relaxing moment. So again, do not commercialize this. I will come down on you with a wrath of everything I can do.
The wrath of Barry.
I can get, but if you know someone that thinks, hey, this guy's a police officer, maybe he'd like a free drink and a cigar, then you're welcome to hand this out to him. We have them in my office here. You can come by anytime and get a card. Just ask Crystal or whoever's there. Okay.
So the best way to
Or
find
if you drive like Barry and Brent and you get a speeding ticket, keep a card on you and just give it to the cop.
Yeah, that might be a good idea too. All right, we'll pass it around here. All right, thanks. And Jennifer's involved with that too. You can reach out to her as well. And also Rachel, that's on my team as well, Rachel Michelle. Any of us you can reach out to. Again, invite only, personal, hand to a cop, that's it, or his family, and that's all we do with that. Okay?
Do they have to present the card to get in, or do they just say they're law enforcement invited by whoever?
Yeah, no, there won't be any bullshit in the room, but yeah, all they have to do is come. Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, everybody. Well, yeah, thanks for doing that. The next speaker is world-renowned. He's local to Roseville, and he is an amazing coach, and he's going to teach us how to triple our output, right? That's what Alicia was saying. We need to triple the output in order to make more money. Everybody give a round of applause to Mr. Eric Lofholm.
Can you put a spotlight behind here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, well, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I am excited to be here, and I sit right in the front every week, and every once in a while, I get the chance to do what I love to do, which is to speak and inspire. And today we're going to talk about prospecting. And how many of you recognize that there is some room for you to improve in prospecting by show of hands?
Oh yeah.
All right. And there's two types of prospecting. So one, for what I want to talk to you guys about today, is prospecting for your real estate business, which is the conversation that we have in the room every week. And that's been the conversation so far. The first 30 minutes of our meeting today has been all about real estate. And where is your greatest leverage with EXP? Building a team. So you got prospecting for your business, and then you have prospecting for building your organization. How many of you here in the room have a sincere interest in building your EXP organization? Okay. And not everybody does, and that's fine. Some of you are here just for real estate. That's great. If you do want to build your organization, here's my question for you. Over the last week, how much of your thinking has been on building your organization? Has it been on your radar? Do you have a plan in place right now to grow your organization? Are you working that plan? So what's happening next Thursday?
Social media.
That is like the hottest thing you guys can prospect. Talk about easy prospecting. Contacting agents and saying, hey, we've got an event and it's not broker specific, it's open to all agents in the community, and it's on social media, and oh, by the way, do you need any help with your social media? Come on down to it's going to be amazing. So some of you may know I do I'm the co-host of the Brent Go podcast. So Brent and I did an amazing podcast on Monday, and it just published today. Is there anybody that would like a copy of that podcast?
Sure. Okay,
so let me tell you how to get it in just a second. I taught you this before, and I'm going to teach it again right now. I'd like you to take my card. You don't actually need the card. I want you to take a photo of my business card, and then I'm going to teach you how I want you to give out your business cards. So after you take a photo of the card, you can just pass the card down because you don't actually need the card. What I want you to do after you take a photo of my business card, I want you to favorite it on your camera roll. So on your camera roll, you may or may not know this, but there's a little heart. So for every photo, anytime you want, you can hit a heart, and it puts it in its own category of favorites. So your camera roll is probably like mine. You got 1,000 or more photos on there?
Yeah.
So try to find a photo on your camera roll. It's not fun. So if you favorite it, that's where you can have all your best photos, and you can easily find them. Okay? So I want you to take a photo of my business card, because you may have a need for a speaker someday, or you may want to get in contact with me, and now you can find it. Okay? But this isn't about me. This is about you. So when you give out your business card, what do you want the people that you're giving your card to, if a year from now they need to find you, what do you want them to be able to do? Find your card. So I'm teaching you a creative way to hand out your business card. So when you give your card to somebody, say, hey, do me a favor. Take a quick picture of my card, and I want you to favorite it. So in the future, if you ever need me, you want to find out what your property's worth, you have a real estate question, fill in the blank, you can easily find it. Because what's the likelihood, if you give your card to somebody, a year from now they need to find your card, what's the likelihood of them finding it? Slim to none. Now some of you are super organized with your cards and you put them in whatever you do, and I'm not that guy. So I'll favorite if it's important to me. How many of you guys like this idea?
I love it.
How do you favorite it? I'm trying to do it
Little
right
heart.
now.
Maybe do
Little heart. I don't have a heart. I don't have a heart.
I know you don't.
He's on the same side.
You need to switch to iPhone.
Step one.
She didn't clarify that part.
Step one, get an iPhone. Step
You
two,
need to
take a picture.
Android.
You can do it with an Android, you just need a teenager.
How do you do it? How do you do it, John?
Go to the iSchool.
Can you
You go to the Apple Store?
do this? Because it's not just get it to me. Okay, cool.
Nearby.
There you go.
All right. So here's what I want you to do. My cell phone's on there, and we just published this call podcast with Brent, and I'm on there just a little bit. Brent was on such a roll, I didn't want to jump in and break his flow. So it's like Brent coaching you one-on-one. So just text me. Say, send me the Brent Go, the recent podcast, and I'll send you the link. It's a clickable link right on your smartphone. And do you think Brent's talking about how to do more transactions, or do you think he's talking about growing your organization? Okay, you want to hear that. So on there, he talks about a local agent who got excited about inviting to the social media event, and she has like 11 confirmed guests. So she is on fire. You can hear that story on there, and Brent talks all about that. Because what's going on in your thinking, wherever you're putting your energy on, that's what's going to expand in your life. And so if you're not putting thinking time on growing your organization, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Not only that, we've got your highest value is going to, in terms of long-term wealth building, is going to be growing your organization. Underneath that is personal production, which you need for your cash flow, to keep your cash flow going. Your lowest level of thinking is going to be thinking about distractions, drama, world events that you have no control over. If you get jacked up by the stock market, one of the main conversations that we have here in this room is about rates, which is a relevant conversation. But when rates adjust, is that affecting your activity? See, some people rates adjust and then all of a sudden they get in kind of a freak out mode. Or we're talking about inventory and the market being hot or cold and what's going on. But is that affecting your activity? So instead of having that affect your activity, let's focus our thinking on two things, which is transactions for your cash flow and growing your organization. And if you spend more time on growing your organization, then that's what's going to be your reality. Now, just out of curiosity, is there anybody here recognizing that you need to spend less time thinking about distractions, rates, things that have nothing to do with becoming more successful? Okay? This is huge for you guys. Okay, you guys know Aaron Rawls? Okay, he's apparently going to make $1 million this year. He's crushing it. I did an interview with him on the Brent Go podcast. That's a good one to listen to. And you know what Aaron thinks about on a daily basis? Growing his organization, doing transactions. He's not in distraction and drama in his mind. And when you listen to the podcast, you'll really hear that about him. Like, it's no wonder he's crushing it. So it's learning a different way of thinking. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that as it relates to prospecting. So I'm standing in front of all of you right now, and I get to sit in the front row every week because of my relationship with Brent. Brent's brought me on the team to provide value for the organization. Well, guess how I landed that account? I prospected. I'm going to read you the actual text I sent Brent. And it's like, thank God I sent that text that day. Because this is a dream account for me, being able to work with you guys and work with Brent. Here's my text. And you don't have to cold call. You can text, direct message on social media. You can do door knocking, walk-ins, etc. I said, I have an idea I want to run by you. There are people right now in your team, this is over a year ago, there are people right now in your team that want to recruit other agents, but it isn't a part of their business pattern. I have strategies that can break them through that. I would be willing / open to creating an inexpensive class for anybody on your team that would like to break through that. Would you be interested in that? That was the text.
Of course.
And he said, I'm not interested. He said he wasn't interested because he wasn't bringing any outside speakers at that time. So I had to overcome that objection. And I overcame that objection, and I said, hey, I'd like to get in person with you. We could have done a phone call. We could have done Zoom. I said, my preference, Brent, I'd like to meet you in person. So we met in the vault, and the rest is history. My mindset is I want to get one-on-one with somebody. So right now, there are people you could reach out to. They have no interest in listing their house. You ask them this question: do you have an interest in unlocking all that equity that you have in your home right now? Have you been thinking about moving out of state? A lot of people have been thinking about moving out of state. And they go, yeah, actually, I have been thinking about it. Hey, why don't we have a conversation? And then you just get their mind and find out what's going on with them. And you create an opportunity. Brent didn't come to me and say, hey, Eric, I need your help. I went to him and created an opportunity through prospecting. Now, before I prospect him, I have to have a mindset. And the mindset is I can't be afraid of rejection. Because if I'm afraid of rejection, what am I not going to do? I'm not going to reach out to him because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of rejection. And some of you, that might be why you're not reaching out to more agents to introduce EXP to them. Because your thinking is, well, every agent, of course, has heard about EXP, and if I reach out to them, they're just going to tell me, I've already heard about EXP. Or if I reach out to somebody about doing a transaction and they haven't raised their hand to say I'm interested in doing, I don't have a need for real estate agents. They haven't raised their hand. Like Brent didn't raise his hand with me. Okay? So you're thinking, oh, if I reach out to them, then they're going to reject me. And if that's your mindset, then what are you not going to do? You're not going to reach out. So we have to change your thinking. So what if I told you in the next few minutes I'm going to give you some insights that may break you through this like right now? Like right now. Okay? I had to have this mindset to reach out to Brent. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to cover as much as I can. Now, I have far more to teach you than the next 17 minutes. So one of the things I'd like to offer any of you in the room, if you'd like a half an hour of my time, I'll meet with you in person, or we can do it over the phone or over Zoom, and we can talk about prospecting or anything you want to talk about. If you want, I work with a lot of EXP agents on agent attraction, so if you want to talk about that, and I'll do a half an hour with you on the house. Just a free session, no cost, and I'd love to pour into you if you'd like my help. Why is this not working for me? I'm doing that
again.
Oh, there it goes. All right. So what we're going to cover today in my short time, I want this to mean an extra 10 to 100 transactions for you between now and the end of your career. So if you make 10 grand a deal, what's the math on 10 to 100 transactions? How much extra income would that be for you? Would that be a good use of the next 17 minutes of your time? I'm going to deliver that right now. 10 to 100 transactions and 4 to 100 agents on your team. I want you to start thinking about this and having this be on your radar, because some of you it's not on your radar. So one of the things I want you to do, you have your list of goals, write out your goals, and I want you to take a look at them for at least 1 to 3 minutes a day. 1 to 3 minutes a day, look at your goals. There should be an agent attraction organizational goal for you. And then there should be a written plan. Just good old-fashioned goal setting. Have a plan, have a goal. You look at it once a day, 1 to 3 minutes. It's right in front of you. And part of your plan is going to be reaching out. I'll give you one suggestion. You reach out to 1 to 5 agents a day. 1 to 5 agents a day, 5 days a week. There's your plan. When you reach out to an agent, you invite them to the social media class, or you offer to do a Zoom with them, or you ask them if they would be willing to take a look at the model explained, or whatever your approach is. When you do the reach out, when I sent that text to Brent, that one text that opened up this for me, which is, you have no idea what a big opportunity this is for me to be involved with Brent and with you guys and all. It's huge what this means for me. So how long did it take me to send that message to Brent? Very small amount of time. Okay? So what I say is when you reach out, it takes 2 minutes. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. So if you're doing 1 to 5 a day, it takes 2 minutes to reach out, Michael. What's the math on that? How much time a day am I asking you to do for agent attraction?
10 minutes.
2 to 10 minutes a day. Okay? So that smashes the objection, Eric. I'm too busy. I got all this real estate. I'm too busy making money doing real estate. You have 2 to 10 minutes a day. And then you do that consistently, puts you in that mindset. So now you get a couple people in your organization. So what are you going to tell the couple of people in your organization? You got 2 people in your organization. It's you plus 2, and you're going to tell them to do what? 2 to 10 minutes a day, 1 to 5 people a day. So now it's you plus 2 doing 1 to 5 reach outs per day. It's actually 1 to 5 plus, because some days you might do more than 5. So you bring that into the culture of your organization. So we got EXP, we got the Brent organization, but then Tammy, you have your organization. So the culture in your organization is we do 1 to 5 plus reach outs per day, 5 days a week. And it's got to be on the radar. All right.
Put the one more in.
I need to keep going because I'm limited on time here. Let me go to. I want to go. I'm just gonna free flow because we only have a few more minutes. So we'll go with that. That's fine. Why don't we just turn that? Yeah, we'll just turn that one off. And I want to teach you the mindset of how to break through not prospecting to prospecting. And so I think we can all agree the number one reason why people don't do more prospecting is fear of rejection. It's that thought of if I reach out and what if they say no? So what I want you to do is I want you to flip it. And I don't want you to think about it in terms of rejection. I want you to think of it like this. Activity focused. So your marching orders for agent attraction per day is how many per day? 1 to 5 plus. Simple, duplicatable. So watch this. When you reach out to an agent or for your real estate business for transactions, when you do the reach out, just the activity, you pat yourself on the back and you say, great job. When you book the appointment or they agree to come to the social media event at the golf course, then it's a double win. Okay? So I either win or I double win. I win no matter what. I want you to jot that phrase in your notes. I win or I double win. I win no matter what. You either win or you double win. You win no matter what. There's no rejection there. So this was my mindset when I reached out to Brent. Now Brent is a megastar. That's like you reaching out to somebody who has they're a broker, independent broker, and they have 500 agents, and you're going to prospect that person, right? That's like you're going after the big dog, right? So when I'm prospecting Brent, I have the mindset, just the reach out. Eric, you're a champ. You prospected Brent Gove. Way to go. And then I happen to get the appointment. Double win. So it was either I win or I double win. I win no matter what. There was no lose there. And that's what gave me the confidence. So if you play, I call it the prospecting game. It's a game. You gamify your prospecting and you have a number that you're striving for. 1 to 5 plus a day. And you play it 5 days a week. And you're just like, you know what? You decide I'm winning that game every day. It's an easy game to win. It's 2 to 10 minutes a day. So maybe it's 1 to 5 plus on the agent attraction and 1 to 5 plus on the real estate side. So now it's 4 to 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And you play the game. And when you play the game, you pat yourself on the back and you say, great job. And then when you book it, you double win, you win no matter what. The next mindset for your notes is no's are no big deal. No's are no big deal. So don't make like, ugh, you got me, right? It's no big deal. They said no. No's are no big deal. So now here is the breakthrough mindset. This was taught to me by a master, a gentleman named Steve Hardison. Steve Hardison is one of the top coaches in the world. He charges $200,000 a year to coach with him. And you got to fly to Arizona because he only coaches in person. No Zoom sessions. So people from all over the world fly to meet with Steve Hardison, to meet with him in person. And so I don't currently coach with him, but I have a business relationship with him where I get to be in his energy. So I'm interacting with him on a regular basis. And he taught me what I'm about to teach you guys. You've all heard of the principle of association. You become like people that you hang out with. Okay? So it's important to get yourself in a conversation around agent attraction. And one thing I want to put out there in addition to offering a free coaching session for any of you that would like that, just text me if you want it, is I would also have an interest in working with a group of 7 of you over the next 12 months to teach you how to master agent attraction. And you always hear in these meetings, and Brent will say, you got to have a coach. So some of you might be thinking, hey, I'm looking for a coach. And maybe you want to have a coach to help you with agent attraction. If that's you, I'd love to have a conversation with you. So this was taught to me by Steve Hardison, Mr. $200,000, unbelievable human being. His wife wrote a book about him called The Ultimate Coach. So if you're a reader, it's called The Ultimate Coach by Amy Hardison. You can get it on Audible or you can get it in paperback. So it's the distinction, and I'm going to try and change your life like right now. Not just with prospecting, but other areas of your life as well. It's the distinction of a declaration versus an affirmation. A declaration versus an affirmation. And you've all heard of affirmations. Maybe you do affirmations. You've been taught to say things like, I am a champion. I am a winner. I consistently do my prospecting. So affirmation. So I'm coaching this EXP gentleman one time, he's making big money, top producer, not an agent attraction, he's a great producing real estate agent. And he says to me, Eric, I block out 4 to 5 to prospect every day. But I never do it. So what that is, that's not an affirmation. That's a declaration. A declaration is a way of being. An affirmation is words. So if you say, I am a prospecting master, awesome. How many reach outs did you do yesterday? Well, I didn't do any. Okay, so you're saying something, but you're not being that. So the distinction is to be the words. So when I launched my sales training company in 1999, I'm 51 now, I was 28 years old. At 28, I said, I am the Zig Ziglar of my generation. I declared that. A declaration means I'm being that. I'm not just saying that. And if you looked at my calendar today, you would see, oh, Eric is being the top sales trainer in the world today. Not as a competition, not comparing me to Grant Cardone or some other trainer, but my actions say, this is who I am. So if I say, I am a loving husband, here's how you find out if that's true. You ask my wife. You say, what's it like being married to Eric? And that will tell you if I'm being a loving husband or not. Ask every husband, do you love your wife? Well, of course I love my wife. But that doesn't mean that they're being loving. So what you do is you start noticing, what are you saying? What are you saying as an affirmation where it's just words? And what are you saying as a declaration, as a way of being? So I get on a coaching call. If any of you would like that, I get on the call. I'm on the phone with you, and I start talking, and you say to me, Eric, I am inconsistent. When you say to me you're inconsistent, is that an affirmation or a declaration? Declaration. It's a declaration. That's right. Eric, I'm not good at talking to agents about EXP. And then my response is, I believe you. But see, here's the thing. You get to choose. You can say, I'm not good at talking to people about EXP, or you can say, I'm good at talking to people about EXP, and either way, you're right. You get to choose. So I used to work at the McDonald's up the road. I went to a USC, you might have heard of it, Sierra College. Community college here in Rockland. Supposed to go for 2 years, went for 5 years.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm a college dropout, former cook at McDonald's. And now I'm doing business with people like Brent Gove and Steve Hardison. So how did that happen? I wasn't born that way. The way I used to view myself when I looked in the mirror is I looked in the mirror and I saw I'm average and ordinary. So then I would show up as that. That's self-image. So some of you in the room, probably all of you in the room, you're extraordinary, but that doesn't mean when you look in the mirror that's what you see. You might not see how amazing you are, how talented you are, how incredible you are. I was in a coaching session with Steve, and I put him on the spot, and I said, you want to grow your organization? He goes, yeah, I want to grow my organization. I said, great. Prospect for me, like right now. I put him on the spot. So we're in one of these conference rooms right here in this office. And what does he do? He pulls out his smartphone, and he's crushing it. I didn't coach him on how to prospect. But I just put him on the spot. I go, prospect. And he just no hesitation. I'm like, Steve is a master prospector. His skill level is mastery. But the question is he being a master prospector? It's his choice. So I came up with something the other day because I was thinking, and I'm going to wrap with this. I was thinking about, I have this thing called Clean Slate Monday. Every Monday, clean slate, it's an opportunity to reinvent myself, transform my life. Every Monday I can transform my life if I choose it. So it was Sunday, and I was thinking about Clean Slate Monday. Tomorrow's Monday, it was back on that day, and I thought, what would transformation look like? If I took it serious, what would it look like? And I said, well, I've got all these goals, and I've got all these plans, but I'm not following through and doing what I say. So I say I'm going to do a cold shower every day, I'm not doing it. I say I'm not going to play internet chess anymore, and I'm on the computer playing internet chess, right? And I had all this stuff that I said I was going to do, and I wasn't doing it. So I thought, what transformation would look like is if I just did what I said. I thought, okay, well, what would that look like? Well, I'd have to be more disciplined. I didn't really like the word discipline because one definition of discipline, you're like disciplining your kids, or it's like a punishment, you know, you get a traffic citation, it's a punishment. We're talking about self-discipline, we're not talking about a punishment in this context. I just didn't like the word, so I looked it up on the Internet Dictionary, and I looked for another word for discipline. And I came up with a word that resonated with me, self-control. I like that better than discipline. So I created a declaration, which I want to invite you to consider. This could change your life if you choose it. And here's the declaration. I am self-control mastery. I declared that, and the next day I took a cold shower. And I hadn't been taking a cold shower. And every day since I declared I am self-control mastery, I haven't missed it once. I haven't played internet chess once. Every day I said I was going to do my prospecting, I hit it every single day. The only change between prior to that and that was that declaration, not an affirmation. A declaration, I am self-control mastery. If you declared, I'm the top agent attraction EXP agent in this room, if you declared that, meaning you're being that, everything would change for you. And there's all these things you can change around cold calling, social media. Some people go, I'm not good with technology, as a declaration. I'm inconsistent. I'm not good on my listing presentation. I'm not good at referrals. So I was working on some weight stuff, and once I declared it, I dropped 12 pounds. When prior to that, I was struggling with following through on my exercising. I'm the guy that would say, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, and then I wouldn't do it. And that was my declaration. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, but then I don't do it. And then I said, I say I'm going to do it, and then I do it. I say I'm going to do it. Just out of curiosity, is there anybody that would like to have that level of mastery of your life by a show of hands? If any of you are sincere about that, like if you would really want that, just send me a text and ask me for a coaching session. And let's have a conversation. Because the money in real estate is designed to build wealth for you. Y'all with me on that? If there's any industry in the world that create wealth, wouldn't you agree with real estate? Yep. With real estate, and then you can, some of you do investing, and then you can build your team. And so anyway, that is the message that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you you guys get something out of the class today? Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. It was great to be with you guys. You'll find me sitting right here in the front. I got to fight for that chair sometimes, but that's my preference, right in the front. And you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Those of you in the chat, if any of you would like a coaching session, just reach out to me with a text. And have a great rest of your day today.
Thank you.
All right. Man, my forehead's getting bigger every week. So the forest is thinning. All right. With that, on that happy note, see you next week at Granite Bay, and hand this out to some cops. Take care of some people. One more thing.
One more thing. I'm about to take a listing over in Citrus Heights, 540,000 gated community, beautiful home. So if you have a buyer and an interest for it, give me a call. My number is 916-416-9664.
9664. And then what's your name for everybody?
Oh, Clark Group. Yeah.
All right, and that's a Granite Bay listing.
It'll be approximately 545. No, Citrus Heights. Yeah.
Granite Bay in the 5.
Wow. No, I would have bought it. No, they've done tons of upgrades in it over the last 2 or 3 years. Energy efficient, got all the security, everything on it.
Beautiful.
Good.
All right, thank you for bringing that in. I apologize I didn't call you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'll go forth, meet new people. See you at the mixer tonight.
Thank you.